Okay, guys, I'm just going to walk you through the proposal formatting really quickly. There's an example in the book that you can look at. It's on page 133 in the 7th edition, and it's probably a different page, a different edition if that's what you've got. So at the top it says the name of the company or the organization. So the one of the books is Professional Publishing Services. If you guys want to use one, you can just use the school name and put that up at the top. The sort of how you format memos up at the top might vary around a little bit. A lot of times companies just have like a standard letter head that you would use anyway, but for this we'll just create your own. So you can just do that. And then you usually write memo or just the full word memorandum up here. You can play around with formatting if you want to make the font on this bigger or just do it like they did in the book, that's totally fine. And then you will do essentially an email header. So who it's to, in this case, you guys are going to be writing the assignment to me. Typically you'll do a person's name and then their title after that. So this is my title, and then you're going to do from. One small thing, each line you want to fill in and line up along the same column, so you can tab over to do that. And then you're going to put your name here. You don't necessarily have a title, so you don't need to put the title if you don't have it. And then the date, you can just put whatever the current date is. And then the subject. And the subject can just be something relevant to what is contained. So it can be like proposal or travel or whatever, something relevant to your subject. Since this one's starting to run together a little bit, I'm going to just tab over the content of each line so that it doesn't run into that subject thing as much. It looks like a little bit cleaner. So then, some memos you'll put a line right here, at least put a space so it's clear like where the beginning is and where the header information is. So with memos, one thing that's different is you don't do a dear so-and-so line. It might be tempting to say dear Julie or dear Vic or whatever, but with memos it's not typical to do that. You just jump right into the start. So you will have some sort of introductory text that you will just jump into about the topic. I have decided to look at different travel choices or something like that. You will write something better than this for my project. Included are some details or additional details or something like that. Blah, 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 blah. So again, you're not indenting the paragraphs. You're putting one space between paragraphs. So if I have a second paragraph, it starts here and blah, blah, blah. You get the impression, or you get the idea. So the other thing that you're going to do in this is include different headings that helps you break it up. So let's say I just did a really brief intro, and now actually let's say I included my topic in there. Then the next one might be choices I will compare. You can name these different things, but basically this is the basics of what I want in there. And then you can fold headings to make them stand out more. And then you will just fill in what the choices are. So I plan to look at, you're not going to bold back the content, fair enough. Plan to look at traveling to Spain or Arizona. I don't know. Whatever your choices are. For my project, blah, 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 blah. You're going to fill it in. And then the next one, criteria, let's call it criteria for comparison or something like that. And then you'll talk about that. I will look at costs, my interest, we'll look to locations. Time. I don't know, whatever it is that you decide, and those will be different depending on your actual topic. But you're just telling me like these are sorts of things that I think I can use to compare. And then you're formatting the headings the same way, and so on. You can just go through the assignment description that way. Primary source, you describe it, and then secondary source, and describe that, and then you've got some sort of conclusion. So the other thing with memos to keep in mind is that after you have your last paragraph of text, let's say this is my last section, and I'm going to end it. People are also tempted to sign your name down here at the bottom, you know, like you would a letter or an email, but you don't do that for memos. You just end it at the last sentence. Memos are just less formal. It's the same. Your name is up here, so you don't need the sort of formality of signing like you would with other things. So that's the basic formatting that you're going to use for this assignment. And let me know if questions come up.